Welcome everyone to another episode of Kiwi Talks. I am your host Reece Riley, and my guest today is the current 1 ounce champion of Battle Rap. I'd like to welcome Allenzo.
Hey,
how you doing, bro?
Yeah, all good, man. All good.
You gotta hold up that belt to the camera, man. Make sure they can see it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
This is us, man.
That's royalty right there. So just walk me through how you got into battle rap in the first place, man, because you haven't actually been doing it that long.
Not too long, yeah. In comparison to everyone else, I don't think too long. So, me and the bro, PFAK, we used to work together, and we travel a lot. And instead of like after work, instead of interacting, he'd just be all antisocial, bro, just watching battles. Yeah. And back then I was like, I just don't get it. And so one day I just thought, I'll just give it a go, watch all of them. And he kind of just explained the language and stuff. And then once he...
how long ago was this? How many years ago?
Oh, would have been about two years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. So not that long.
So when I had my first battle, I think it was about maybe 3 or 4 months
was it?
Yeah,
Randy
against it? Randy.
Yeah.
I think it was about 3 or 4 months into actually watching the stuff. So I was aware of 1 ounce.
Oh, true.
I was aware of 1 ounce, and just watching people like Scholar and stuff.
Yeah.
He's from the way, so that was cool. But just battle rap in itself, it wasn't an actual thing for me growing up until got involved with the bro, watching the stuff, and then explain the language. And
so when you say explain the language, what do you mean? Just learning like punchlines and stuff?
Yeah, you know how like battle rap is different to actual rap?
Yeah, they're two different art forms, man. Like, they very much are. Like,
so it was that. Just explaining wordplay, different types of wordplay, explaining why the crowd went off at that point. It was awesome, mate. And I've always been a creative.
Yeah.
And for me, this was another opportunity to try and just be creative in a different sense.
So when you first saw like a battle and stuff, and people were cheering, and then like, did a lot of the punchlines you get, or did they just totally go over your head?
Yeah, a lot of the time. Like my first battle I watched was Av versus Chess. It was an American battle, URL battle.
Yeah, yep.
And over there the culture's big on like guns and drugs and all their language and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of it I was like, bro, I just don't get it. But the more you watch the stuff, the more you immerse yourself in the culture, you become aware of the terms. And, through time and watching all of this stuff, I kind of like picked up a vibe for it.
Because I noticed with a lot of the punchlines you use a lot of like homophones, like plays on words, like flawless, that you turned into like flawless victory, which was a play on floor.
Yeah.
So you use a lot of that stuff, which is part of your style. Was that always from the get-go?
Yeah. So it wasn't something that I watched and then I thought, I like that, so I'll try and copy it.
Yep.
It was just how my writing style ended up being,
Yeah. Because it's real, like, witty and clever. Oh, shut up. But so during your first battle with Randy, like, were you nervous? Like, what was your expectation going into it?
That was actually a fun experience, bro. So I rode off my car. I rode off my car on the way to the battle. So
all 3 rounds?
Oh, what do you mean?
Like with Randy?
Yeah.
So you wrote on the way to the battle?
No. I rode off my car, as in like the car crash on the way to the battle.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy, bro. So I was running late. I thought I'd put my shoes on as I was, driving. I crashed into the car in front of me, bro. And it was like a proper crash, Like, luckily no one was hurt. But
where was this? Whereabouts was it? Like in CBD or is it South Auckland?
So just before the Green Ant off-ramp.
Yeah.
Crashed the car and I was like, bro, like, I was already, and 1 ounce doesn't have a good reputation for starting on time, but I didn't know that back then, right? So when they said the battle starts at 6, I was the first battle. I was like, yo, people are gonna think I'm ducking, like, So I was just taking photos, sending it through to Dlar, being like, bro, I just been in an accident. It was kind of like fitting though, because first battles can always be a bit intimidating or nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But bro, I was just thinking about my car, and it's a work car, so I was like, what's the boss gonna say?
So you were thinking of that while you were battling?
Well, as I went into the battle, I had no time to be nervous, because if I lose the battle, it's cool. If I like lose my job, it's not cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, it was kind of like a blessing in disguise, I suppose. Yeah.
But did the battle go far better than you expected?
Yeah, it did. I didn't really know what to expect, bro. Just yeah, because obviously first battle, and I hadn't been around that long, so I didn't know how to structure punches so the crowd can follow me and then catch it at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was almost like, oh, we'll just write this and see how it goes.
Did PFAK give you any tips?
Nah, not so much tips. It was more just like, so we had traveled a couple of weeks before that, and I was like, bro, I think I'm gonna say this, and he'd be like, oh, yeah, cool. Oh, yeah, cool. It's hard to read with that guy, but you know what the brothers are like.
He's probably like, man, I wish I thought of that.
yeah, we'll say,
we'll say that.
Yeah. But now it was a good experience. Randy's, and with all my opponents that I've had, it's always been, respect. So after the battle, we've always been cool.
Yeah.
So it was a good experience.
Well, I noticed that with the 1 Ounce crew, like, it seems like one big community, You guys have all got each other's backs. It's all love after the battle.
Yeah, sure. Hard out, bro. A lot of the time it is. I think we phased out of, for a long time, from what I'm aware of anyway, a massive angle was like low blows.
Yeah, well, there was a bit of,
that was
low blow, like racism.
Yeah, just saying stuff that
family,
was, stuff like that, which is hard to, kind of like, it's hard to come off stage after hearing stuff like that being said to you, and then want to be, all good or show respect in that regard. So I think we phased out of that, which is why it's easier to have that culture of respect.
Yeah. Because I've noticed, like, with you guys, since being in the scene, like you, PFAK, JP, like the game's elevated quite a lot.
Oh,
like,
right, yeah.
Because you guys are on a different level. Like, you guys came in hot, man, from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, it's been cool to watch other people trying to adapt. They're like, yo, like Traser was, he was well prepared when he battled you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's easily my hardest battle, man.
Yeah.
Easily
so, like, when you
battle.
were prepping for him, what was your process?
I always try and because I'm heaps busy for work, so whenever, like, any downtime I get, whether it's in the car, in the shower, like, on the treadmill, don't even use the treadmill, but like at any point I just try and think of an idea and try and like expand it into a bar. And so prep for Traser was pretty crazy, man. I just picked up a couple of massive opportunities for work, which meant that I was overseas a bit, and that was the priority. And so when that finished and I got back to New Zealand, I had about 3 weeks. And in that time I was like, okay, like, I'm focused now, it's time for the battle. Unfortunately, because I have all those ideas just stored on my phone.
Is it like just notes, like brainstorms? Like,
yeah. Like, I'll just have an idea for a bar, or something might happen, or I'll hear a word.
Is it the actual bar, or you just like, do you use like a word?
Nah,
on your phone?
Yeah.
And then you kind of build around that.
Yeah. So I'll have a word like random words like lessons,
Yeah.
And you could break it up into less sins. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll keep it.
Yeah.
And so when I start prepping for the actual battle, I go back over those notes and I try and make something of it. So just knowing that I have these ideas stored, for me, it was kind of like comforting.
How do you memorize it though?
It's just going
or
over.
Does it just come naturally to you?
My memory's kind of been trained through what I do for a living. So that's been all good. But
because you've never choked, man.
Yeah, I've had a couple of stumbles, but never choked. But it just comes down to actually practicing, bro. That's the worst part of battling.
Yeah, well, I suppose it gets monotonous.
Exactly,
and
bro.
you're just like over and over and over.
Yeah. And so when I'm practicing for the battle, it's just there's no way around it. For some people, they can just write the bar and then memorize it. I'm not that dude, bro. I gotta like actually put in effort.
Yeah. But how?
So by the time I get to the battle, I'm kind of like, lost half my voice because I've been practicing the entire day.
Because I suppose like you've got to nail the performance aspect of it too. Yeah. Like because you do a lot of this and like, So
that comes pretty naturally. I kind of just like, I don't really like choreograph moves.
Oh, you don't?
The bars?
Yeah.
Nah.
What about your battle with Billz?
Yeah.
You hit a bit where you're like, I'm the Sultan, like, take you to church, pow, and then you had that thing, welcome to the afterlife.
Yeah.
So did you record something in your
how did
that happen?
Oh,
Because that was like, that went off, bro. when you
Yeah,
did
hard
that.
out, man. Yeah, that was a room shake, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I just thought I'd give it a go. I was like, oh, how can we do this? Should I just do it myself? Should I ask the boys to chime in from the crowd? Like, what's a different way we could do this? And then, I just thought of the Bluetooth speaker. Might be a little bit different. Hasn't been done here before. So I was like, well, give it a go.
Oh,
see
was
what
it
happens.
a Bluetooth speaker?
It was a Bluetooth speaker. So
And
one of the bros...
was it connected to your phone? Or?
No, one of the bros up the front.
Yeah.
He had it. He had it on him, and he had the phone with him too.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious, man, just watching the battle back. Because that happened at the end of the second round.
Yeah.
So the whole first round, he's not enjoying the battle at all. He's just like stressing. Like,
He's like, I got to do this at the right part.
But that's what the bros are for, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you guys always bring out like your whole crew.
Yeah.
They always go to those events, eh?
Yeah, it's important, man. You know, like, I think from the get-go, like just as people, whenever we get involved in something, we try and make it better.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important part of being someone who's, decided to be a creative, like doing something better than other people have ever done. And I think a big part of that is not just with your creativity in writing or performance. I think a massive part of that is what you can also bring to the scene when it comes to like support and who you bring. Yeah. So for a long time, I think I've seen crowds of, like lots of hood dudes. It's pretty intimidating.
There's some pretty gangster dudes.
Yeah. And if you're not a part of the scene, you'll look at that stuff and be like, oh, I don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
And so, it's been cool bringing in different people, bro. We all have our own circles outside of battle rap.
Yeah.
And bringing in people from those circles to experience the culture and,
But did a lot of your crew even know about battle rap before, like, you guys started getting into it? Were they aware of the scene at all?
When you say crew, is that like B-Team boys?
Well,
like
not the B-Team boys,
or...
like just the boys that you bring to, like, to support you.
Yeah. A lot of the people that I bring are from the hood, from Otara.
Yep.
So, they're obviously aware of Scholar and those boys.
Yeah.
So they were aware of it, but they had no one to back.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so now they got a hat in the race. And they got a dog in the fight. They're always out coming through, supporting. And it's cool, like, it's cool. It's just cool. Because I feel like this is an art form that deserves more attention for the amount of effort.
Yeah, I feel it doesn't get enough attention. Like, Dlar's been running strong with it for, like, I think, like 10 years.
Yeah,
and it's elevated quite a bit, but there's still a lot of people that don't know about it. I just had a guest on here recently, David Farrell. He's like this author, and he's been following my podcasts. And then he didn't even know what battle rap was, and he saw the one with Traser, and he's like, I didn't even know what this is.
True.
Yeah. So
cool.
he's like, oh, okay. So he's been looking into it now. So
yeah, hard out, man.
Yeah.
It deserves more attention, for the effort and for how awesome the craft is. Like, it's beyond me as to why more people don't know about it.
It takes a lot of skill.
Definitely.
Takes a lot of skill.
Yeah.
But do you ever get worried? Because I did talk to Traser about this, about like you saying a punchline and it not popping off.
Yep. I don't worry too much about it, mainly because I know that if the 100 people in the audience don't catch it, then there'll be 100 people who watch it online. They'll be like, all right, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Well, there's sometimes when I'm listening to a battle, like I might not get it on the night.
Yeah.
But then like I'll play it back and I'm like, oh, true. Yeah. Because there's so much to take in.
Sure.
And obviously when you're there live, you're with a crowd and everything, and it's a different environment.
Yeah, hard.
Different atmosphere.
Yeah, bro. And I think my writing style, like what I enjoy is that stuff, eh? So if I was always just writing for the crowd to catch it, it wouldn't be as enjoyable.
Yeah.
Sometimes I understand it, and then if I was to like show it to one of the boys and be like, bro, did you catch it? And they're like, nah. I'm like, oh, I like it. We'll keep it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I do you ever get surprised though by how many people do catch it?
Yeah. Yeah. Or I don't know. Yes. No.
Both.
Yep. It's cool if they catch it. If not, it's expected.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah. So how did the B team all link up together? How did you, PFAK and JP
so
got together?
Salt and JP have been boys since like ages ago.
Yep.
Me and PFAK used to work together.
Oh, nice. Was this at Attitude?
Attitude, yeah.
Yep.
And Salt used to dance, and before battle rap, I used to dance too. And we kind of like knew each other from those circles.
Yep.
And so we just, kind of like figured out that we both have this common interest.
Yeah,
We'll just
because
chill.
I remember you saying at the STF2 event that like you sometimes test out your rhymes on your own team.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's good. It's the benefit of like I feel like the boys, like your friends, are meant to push you to become better. Part of being a good friend is, like pushing
The competitive
boys.
aspect of it. Yeah.
And so that's a massive part of our connection is just making sure what we have to say to other people or what we put out, in regards to our stock as battlers, is always top of the line. So if the boys don't approve, then you either take the risk and you go and do it, and you get booed because it's trash, or you figure out something.
Though, have you?
Nah, not yet. Anyway,
not yet.
Touch wood. Or you make something that's a whole lot better.
Yeah. But do you ever like? Because I'd imagine a lot of the rhymes you use on them would be the generic stuff that you can use on anyone, as opposed to, because like if you're prepping for a battle, right? Let's say like when you're prepping for Traser, and you're battling with like JP or PFAK or something, like the lines you use against Traser, you're not going to use on their like personals.
Sure. They're more like, if anything, bro, they're more like roast sessions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you're just with the boys and chilling, you just start mocking.
Yeah.
It's like that, but with bars.
Yeah.
So we'll just.
So you guys like freestyle?
Yeah, bro. Hard.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. Like hard out. Anything. Just come up with a topic and just see who has the best bar off the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so on the night, like JP and PFAK could be there, and do they know what you're going to say a lot of the time? Or do they only know like little snippets?
Yeah. Just little snippets, bro. Like everything. It's constantly changing. Like there's been a couple of battles, no surprises, the ones where I've stumbled where like the day before a bar didn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
And you don't get that inspiration to change it until the pressure actually kicks in. Something comes to you, like, oh, I think I want to change it up.
Yeah.
And so, it's constantly changing. I think that's the fun part of it, eh?
Yeah. The evolution of it. So would you like to battle PFAK or JP on the main stage at some point? I think it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, I think lots of people expect it to happen. I reckon I'm not opposed to it. I think everyone's all good with battling each other.
Yeah.
But it would have to be something special, bro. Like it wouldn't just be, oh, we don't have a main event on a card. Can you guys battle each other?
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, you guys are like all top tier. Like,
yeah.
All you guys now. And like you all haven't been in the scene that long.
Yeah.
I know PFAK and JP 80, sorry, their debuts, in my opinion, are probably the two best debuts in the history of the league.
Yeah.
I actually can't decide which one I like better because like PFAK bodied a veteran and JP humiliated an amateur.
That was crazy, eh?
Yeah.
It was crazy. And it was so like satisfying because I knew what they were capable of.
Yeah.
But, like everyone doubts what they aren't really aware of. Obviously, it makes sense. Eh? So when they came up on the scene and their auditions got a bit of traction, people are quick to doubt, like, oh, who are these guys?
Because PFAK was first.
Yeah.
Were you second or was JP second? I can't remember.
I auditioned on the same card as PFAK, but I was like the very first battle.
Right.
And then Bol was like, he was against Jibs, so he's towards the end.
Yeah.
And then JP was on the next card.
The next card, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who I like. Yeah, I don't know which audition I like better, bro, because they're both iconic.
Yeah, they're both iconic for very different reasons.
Exactly. If like in 5 years' time, when you look back at the scene and you look at the progression of the scene, PFAK versus Jibs is definitely going to be like, it's a statement now.
Yeah, it's a classic already.
Exactly.
Like they're both classics.
Yeah, and you can't write
reasons.
off new dudes anymore. You can't play the whole you don't have experience.
Yeah.
Because now you can get smoked by literally anyone. Like you never know. You never know.
Never get cocky, man.
Yeah, and before that there was like a hierarchy.
Yeah,
you had to earn your stripes, but the bro showed that you can actually just be the man.
Like bodying a veteran out the gate, man. That's like I think everyone stood up and was like, because I remember watching that battle, man, and like you can just see the crowd and like how they're reacting and stuff, and like even like Damascus and stuff. He's like standing there like, what am I watching?
Hard out, man. He's
like you're watching history in the making.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely one of those moments, bro. Crazy vibe.
Yeah.
JP, the same. And I think what made it even more of a spectacle was the lead up to it. So with PFAK versus Jibs, everyone thought Jibs was going to smoke him.
Yep.
And then, you know, he did what he did, which is going to be remembered forever. But with JP versus Viv, there was all this like pre-battle banter.
Oh yeah, because they would like dissing each other online.
Yeah. And Viv was he was bringing out all these like, you know, old footage of JP and the dancer days and stuff like that. And I think that stuff just made the body way worse. Like when you talk like that, when you do pre-battle banter, you got to be able to back it up. Yeah. So unfortunately for the bro,
is that why you don't like you do a bit, but you don't do that much?
Yeah.
Is that partly why you're like,
nah,
I don't wanna?
Nah, it's not that, bro. It's more just I do enough to promote the battles another way.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to pre-battle banter because I sell 30+ tickets.
Yeah.
Sorted. Yeah.
All good.
Yeah. That's my part, bro.
Yeah. So do you want to battle overseas at some point? Like in Oz?
Like
I don't know. Real talk,
Oz,
like
Oz is pretty quiet at the moment, eh?
Yeah. But because I know like PFAK's battled there, and he battled in London, wasn't it?
Yeah,
crazy. In that forest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, would you like to do stuff like that?
Possibly. I don't know. I think my priority at the moment is this scene here and now. Yeah, so when I decided to put in my hand for the title, a big part of it was accepting their responsibility of just trying to make it, you know, like I said earlier, trying to make
because you're carrying the whole scene on your shoulders when you've got that belt, eh?
Yeah, exactly. So trying to do what I can to make the scene better before my time with this title is up. In 50 battles time now.
Sorry about it.
Yeah, I think I'm more focused on that than anything else, bro.
Yeah.
And if overseas battle comes my way, then yeah, possibly. See what happens.
Well, is there anyone you haven't battled that you want to battle?
Yeah, bro. I'm pretty keen to, so like, you know, obviously I rep Auckland now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty keen to battle someone from Wellington, maybe Dev the Real. Someone like who's got the chain.
Yeah.
Did well against JP.
Yep.
And cat from Christchurch, eh? Anyone from Christchurch.
Anyone. Would you prefer they came here or would you want to fly down there? I think it's free holiday if you fly down there though, isn't it?
Yeah, but the footage is way better up here, bro.
Yeah, well,
the crowd's way better.
Yeah, the cameras and everything, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just a better vibe. I think it would be at the expense of, you know, this gas word or gas that the angle that people decide to throw around, but
yeah.
You know,
because you're I would imagine, like, you know, I haven't done battle rap in like 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
But I would imagine you'd be a hard dude to ride against, man, because like there's no dirt on you, bro. There's no dirt on you, man. Like you haven't choked, you haven't stumbled, like not really.
Yeah.
Like you haven't done anything stupid, anything outside of the scene to make. Yeah. And like you're all around good dude. So it's like, so I'd imagine like riding against you would be difficult. Like when you're riding against someone, like are you trying to dig up any old footage of them and like?
Nah, not so much, bro. I no disrespect to the people I've battled.
Yeah,
but the last thing I'd want is to watch the footage to the point where I feel like that's the expectation.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to get caught up in being like, okay, I've seen the best of them, and with Traser.
Yeah,
great example. So, like, honest truth is, I saw Traser against PFAK.
Yep.
And to me, that was the best he's ever been.
Yep.
And when I saw that, and when I started prepping for him, I was comparing how I was going to go against him to that battle. So I was like, bro, I think I could beat that Traser.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty confident. And then we showed up on the day, and he was just a whole different beast, you know?
Yeah, well, he came prepared.
No, definitely, bro. So, I don't really watch other people, man. Like, unless it's outside of the battle period. So if I'm not prepping for a battle, I start watching other people. If I'm prepping for a battle, I just get caught up in what I like to do.
Yeah. So when you go to these battles and you're on the card or whatnot, are you there the whole time or do you go out and like? Because I know with Traser, he's like rapping at walls and stuff to prep himself and hype himself up. You know, but his style is very different to yours. Yeah. Like he's really, really aggressive in your face. Yeah. But like when I met him, I was like, yo, man, he's nothing like how his persona is, which actually makes me respect the guy even more because I'm like, he sells it. He really sells it like that. He's an angry dude, and you don't want to get on the wrong side of him. Yeah. But do you like what's your method of like on the night? Are you just going over it in your head, or are you just like, nah, I'm all good. I'll just enjoy the other battles?
So there's always a breather.
Yeah.
Maybe like after 4 battles, they'll have a breather and then they'll finish with the last 4 battles.
Yeah.
So in that breather, I'll go to the car park or go back to my car and just spit the rounds.
Yeah.
But before that, bro, I'm just enjoying the battles there. So I'm a big believer of if you do the work beforehand, then once you get to that point, it's time to have fun. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it would be weird to prep so much for something to stress out over it for when the time comes. Like I prep heaps for these battles. When they actually happen, I want to enjoy them. So I do.
Well, yeah, if you're prepping that much for
Exactly,
it, like
bro.
you want to make sure you enjoy it.
Yeah, hard. So when I'm on stage, bro, it's like I'm confident in the work that I've done beforehand. So when I'm on stage, I'm just like I'm having fun. That's me. I'm enjoying the vibe.
Because you're very charismatic. Like you're very charismatic in terms of like, well, your stage presence and everything. Like so, I feel it comes naturally to you, or obviously maybe it's a result of working for Attitude, I suppose.
Yeah, possibly. I think the benefit for someone like me and the bro PFAK is you think battling is hard, and it is, but it's not as hard as speaking to year 9s in South Auckland on a Friday afternoon last period. You know? Like
in terms of what? Like
when
they're not listening, or they're just
like
throwing stuff at you or insults or what?
Yeah, but it's just like these people pay to be at the event compared to work where you got to deal with kids who don't want to be there. You got to win them over. Yeah. So when you put it in that context, it's like, nah, bro, we're good. Everyone paid to be here. It's sweet.
Yeah. Because I think I've seen one of your what would you call it? A lecture or talk, I suppose.
Yeah, presentations.
Yeah. And it was good, man. I was like, oh, good. And like for people who don't know, because there's probably some people that are listening or watching this that don't actually know what Attitude is. Can you just explain what Attitude is?
So we're external health providers. We go around the country and we do presentations in line with health. So everything to do...
My mental health?
Or everything. So puberty to the kids, friendship skills, all the way up to mental health, sex, relationships, drugs, all this stuff.
Yep.
And we do it in a way that's engaging. So the whole the first purpose of my job is to have buy-in, to win over the young people. Yeah, which helps heaps in battle rap because
transferable skills.
Exactly, bro. That's what you have to do. And when you live your life on the stage, it's not as nerve-wracking. Like I'm not prepping months for one 15-minute stint on the stage.
Yeah, because like at your debut, bro, you looked like you'd done like 100 battles or something.
Yeah. I was kind of like trying to find my way around performance, but regarding nerves and stuff, it wasn't a factor. Yeah.
Did PFAK give you any tips after your initial battle? Was he like, oh, maybe do this in future, or did he provide any feedback, or was he just like, bro, you killed it? Yeah.
It was more just that, bro. Like we just got the first one under the belt. It was more just like, time to get a feed. Yeah.
So, were you into like performing arts and stuff before Attitude?
Yeah, bro.
Because I've seen some of your dances and stuff. I'm like, bro, the man.
Yeah. So I used to dance. I studied dance for a little while outside of a high school. Yep. And then I joined the group. And we did really well. Went to the World Hip Hop Champs. Nice. Like traveled, did competitions.
Can you do any breaking?
Breaking, nah, not so much breaking. But
I can do the worm. That's it. That's my trick at a party. Yeah. I'll just rock up like if there's a circle.
The worm.
I'll do the worm, and then I'm like, I'm done. Yeah. I'm out. Yeah. Because I think they're expecting me to do more. And I'm like, nah, that's all I got.
Yeah, the worm's impressive, bro. I break my knees now, nothing else. Yeah, I think I had to it's good with battle rap, because with dance, bro, you gotta you actually have to really work. You gotta sweat in order to be good. Whereas with battle rap, I just drive in the car, be like, what do I want to say? Yeah. Remember it.
Is it like, you must sweat though when you're on stage and those floodlights are like on your head and stuff though sometimes, isn't it? Like
for work?
No, when you're battle rap.
Yes,
like
man.
You're like,
it's crazy hot, hot, and it's just a different energy. Yeah. I feel like when you put that persona on, when you're about that, on the stage, and you're doing what you have to do, like when you're that aggressive, when you're that much in your performance mode, of course.
So when you do these talks at like schools and stuff, do you show them any of your battle raps on?
Nah. I mention it sometimes.
Or would the teachers even let you, I suppose?
Yeah, not at all, bro. But I'll mention it sometimes if there's a point to be made out of, battle rapping. So I might talk about using substances out of boredom. And an alternative for boredom was doing something productive as opposed to something that would get you on a high, end up back where you started. And I suppose in that, like today, I had a talk today where I used battle rap as an example. Yeah. I did something productive. and now I'm the champ.
Did any kids come up to you afterwards and be like, "Yo, I want to battle you"?
Well, they always think I'm lying, bro. They're like, "Not even, sir. You're a liar.
You're a liar."
Yeah, and so there's my plug for the YouTube clip. Says, yeah, go watch it.
Because I think like if you were battling like a dude that doesn't cuss or anything, then you might be able to sell it more to the teachers. Like, hey, I can play this.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
some of the stuff that gets in those battles is prettle brutal.
Yeah, hard out, man.
Yeah.
And I think even just like battle rap in general, when you bring it up with anyone, I think that's the idea of battle rap that they have. Is really like
derogatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really, it is intense. Yeah, but it's definitely not like how people suppose it is. I think. Yeah.
Well, I suppose there's numerous views on it. Like some people just like, what?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
They don't even know what it is. And then there's other people that be like, oh, okay, that's like real. Well, they sometimes view it as like cringe and stuff because of the brutality of it sometimes.
Yeah,
but it's like, nah, man, it's a very, very, very creative art form.
Yeah, hard. And I think whenever I mention battle rap, automatically it's 8 Mile Lands. Oh, it's like this stuff in 8 Mile.
Yeah, well, I'm like, the scene's evolved a lot since then.
Definitely.
Yeah, you don't rap over beats and stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Well, there are a few scenes I think that still do like the battle rap on beats.
I think Oz just did one recently.
Yeah. Which I'd actually think would probably be a lot harder because obviously you're having to memorize it, but then you have to stay on beat as well. Yeah.
I think it's more difficult.
Yeah.
Because when it's a cappella, you just use as many words as you need to set up the bar.
Yeah.
To set up the punch, sorry.
Yeah.
Whereas on beat, you don't have that luxury. Yeah.
So when you're setting up a bar, like, what's your process?
I normally start with the punch and then I just
work backwards. Yeah.
So I'll have an idea, like maybe it's breaking the word down into syllables, or maybe it's the double meaning, whatever. I'll just have an idea and I'll just work from there, go backwards.
But like when you're taking a word, like let's say flawless for instance.
Yep.
Do you like write the word flawless and then you look back at it later and be like, actually, that has a double meaning?
No,
as you're writing it, or you just think of it like.
Yeah, my mind's pretty quick, bro. So I'll hear a word and automatically, my mind just sorts it out.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't ever look at a word and be like, oh, how can I bend this? It's just, it comes to me and then I keep it. And if it doesn't come to me, then I'll just move on to a different word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've used some of those in like my raps and stuff, but I've found since listening to you more, I'll be just like, I don't know, in the shower or something, and then I'll think of a word, and then like how it can be like a double meaning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, true. So like, yeah, man.
Yeah, hard. That's cool, bro.
It's cool. Yeah. So Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, yeah, it's constant, bro. So I'll be in conversation and someone would say a word that isn't a part of my normal vocab. And it's this.
Can you give me an example?
Oh, I wouldn't have a clue, bro. Off the top of my head, wouldn't have a clue. But that's how my mind is triggered.
I'll give you one.
Yeah.
So the book in the Bible, Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
You could say it as, "Dude, you're robbing me."
Yeah. That's reach, but
it is a reach.
That's reach.
It's a reach.
Yeah,
but you could say
got the right idea.
Yeah.
So
I just thought of that. I just thought of that, so that's why I said it.
Yeah. Give away grace, bro.
Yeah.
Grace. Speaking about the Bible, grace.
And so you grew up in Otara, man.
Yeah.
So how was your life growing up there? Because let's be real, Otara has a stigma of being real gangster.
Yeah.
Like Owen that
Yeah.
First time I met him and he said he was from Otara, I was like, oh, bro, is this guy gangster? Yeah. But that was just due to the stereotype that I'd been fed.
Sure.
Like, and I grew up in West Auckland, and people would be like, dude, bro, stay away from South Auckland, man. Stay away from Mangere, Otara, it's gangster.
Yeah.
But obviously that's not the case for everyone living in Otara, right?
Yeah.
But did you have a bit of that growing up there? Were you exposed to a lot of gangs and violence
hard
and
out,
stuff?
man. Hard out. I've always had good. I've always had people in my life from a young age who've kind of like steered me away from making those choices. So I've been mentored since I was like 10, and so
they play such a vital part,
bro, especially in a community like that, And the dude that had time for me, he used to be a part of their life, so it was cool, having him influence my life to be better in that
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
So yeah, Otara's the hood, man. There's lots of stuff that happens there, stuff that you see on the news or hear around social media. Does
it make you angry? Like that? Like it's still got that negative stereotype, and because I imagine you see a lot of good in the hood as well.
Hard
but you
out,
know how
bro.
the media works; they never report anything positive. Like once they, once they get their hands on a specific story,
Yeah.
they're
The
just
narrative
like,
goes that way.
Yeah, the narrative. It's like, oh, yo, man, we got to make money. Let's just write a piece about Otara and how gangster it is, or someone getting stabbed or shot or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. Nah, it doesn't really affect me because I'm on the ground and I see how awesome it actually is.
Yeah.
There's hood dudes, and that's always that's always going to be a part of it. In communities like that, that's just the case. But at the same time, there's good dudes and good people who are doing stuff for change in the community. They show up for the young people when it's needed. They're at community events trying to make initiatives that we can all benefit from.
Yeah.
And so I'm a massive part of that circle. Like part of the hood is what you see on the news and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a massive part of the hood is people who are trying to break out of that.
Yeah.
And that's I suppose.
And how often do you see that people that have like turned away from that life?
Yeah.
You see it quite
all the time, bro.
Because I'd imagine like Otara is like one big community. Everybody kind of knows each other, right?
Exactly. Village mentality,
Yeah.
It's common, and sometimes you're not really aware of it. So at the gym that I go to, like heaps of OGs, nicest dudes, but when you hear about you hear about them from other people, or you say, hey, I ran into this person, like, oh, he's different now. Back in the day, he used to blah blah blah.
He used to do this and that.
Yeah, but it's cool, man. I'm all for people being better versions of themselves. So
yeah. Do you think you'll always stay in Otara?
Yeah. I wouldn't live anywhere else. If I did, it would be overseas.
Like where? Like where would you?
I'd live somewhere totally different. So I'd go to like an island or something where there's a different way of living.
Niue?
Possibly.
You are Niuean?
Yeah.
Are you full Niuean?
Full Niuean. Or I'm part Papuan, but I'd say full Niuean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm like.
Do you own any land in Niue? Or are you connected to
my parents?
My
parents do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was there earlier this year.
Yeah.
It's awesome, bro. Small community, but good vibes there. Good people.
Yeah. Well, I've heard there's like more Niueans in Auckland than in Niue.
Oh, even like tenfold and then tenfold on top of that. I think there's like 30,000 here in New Zealand. Somewhere around there is like 1,400, 1,600 on the island. So it's tiny.
Damn.
Yeah, not many people.
I heard, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but like because of sea level rise and stuff, like Niue is actually shrinking. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. I think there's danger of that. I don't think it's one of the islands that are directly under threat.
Yeah.
I think there's a few more before Niue becomes, one of those directly affected ones. But any island, I suppose, is in danger of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Have you been overseas though? Besides Niue, have you been anywhere else overseas?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So prepping for Trace, I went to Niue, did the school there. Went to Raro and Aitutaki, did the schools there.
Oh yeah.
For dance, traveled around States, Aussie, competing.
Oh, nice. Yeah. How did you find that?
It was cool, man. Taught me how to work,
Bro, they got a pretty good, hardcore work ethic in the States, man.
Yeah, man. And it's cutthroat.
Yeah,
so, dude. Over here, like...
We're a little more complacent here.
Yeah, well, it's New Zealand, There's that mentality of, I'll be all good.
Yeah,
good on you, bro. Like, there's more of a community vibe.
Yeah.
Whereas over there, if you're not switched on or if you're not actually about it, then you feel out of your depth straight away, bro. So I went to a competition, first competition I went to over there.
Yep.
As like a dude from the hood who's just good at dancing, wanted a free trip.
Yep.
Went over for the vibe, and then I quickly got reminded of why I was there. When you walk around trying to interact with people and they're just so focused.
Oh, it's all fast. Like which city were you in? Like when you went to the States?
San Diego was the first time. San Diego.
Yeah.
LA.
And is everyone just like walking like really, really fast?
Yeah. Everyone's just really they have their own own things going. And,
that's one of the things
and they're
I realized.
okay with not connecting with anyone else, or generally anyway.
I've found every time I've gone overseas, I've appreciated New Zealand more.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you're the same.
Hard out, bro.
Because I think here, like there's a lot of Kiwis I know that never go overseas, or if they do go overseas, they only go to Australia, which gives a bit of a distorted reality because Australia has a lot of similarities to New Zealand, but like like you see how the rest of the world lives, you know, and even some of the scenery and stuff. Like it's just very easy when you're born here to take it for granted.
Yeah, hard out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think growing up watching American TV programs, watching American movies,
Yep.
you feel like that's the ideal. But, you know, a lot of the times all sets, and obviously they're going to promote the best parts, or they're going to make it look good because it's a movie. But then when you go there, it's totally different.
Yeah,
like,
I've had a few
totally
Americans
different.
on here, and like there was one guy, Kevin Posey, he's like a rapper and a singer, and he said that like 67% of America like live pay week to pay week and
Crazy.
don't have any savings.
Yeah.
So like a
Crazy.
lot of the stuff that we're exposed to, like on television and stuff, is like the 1%.
Yeah,
you
hard
know?
out.
And that's the story that's sold to like everyone around the world, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. I mean, I got a bit of a reality check when I went. I've only been to Seattle, which is like people are like, what? Why Seattle? But I went for a wedding, and then the wedding got postponed, and I was like, oh, hell with this, I'm going anyway. But yeah, it was like it was very different from say LA and New York.
Where's Seattle? Was that like?
So that's like Washington State, like near the top, close to Canada, I think. Don't quote me on that. Americans will be like, "What? No." But that's yeah. So yeah. So is there any other places like you want to go though?
Yeah, I'm not too big of a travel bug. Like all the traveling I have done up until now, maybe other than all the traveling I've done up until now has been because of a purpose.
Yeah.
So I'll go somewhere for a wedding, or I'll go somewhere for work, or.
But if you got offered like a battle in, I don't know, Japan or something, would you?
I think I'd have to learn Japanese first. But
well, what if it was in English?
Yeah, I'd go, bro. I've been to Japan, loved it. I'd live there. Yeah, man. Solid.
I want to go away. Yeah, I haven't been, but
Bro, you'll love it, man. Like just the most respectful culture. Everything's clean. It's like New Zealand on steroids.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, bro, it's me.
Yeah. Ah, true, man. So, like you, PFAK, and JP80.
Yep.
Do you guys ever all get together in like a circle and then all write rhymes, or is it just all?
Nah.
Or you do like when you write, you do your own thing.
Yeah, hard out, bro. I think like we're all so competitive. We're hypersensitive to cheating. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So any sniff of cheating, or any like vibe of that, you know, of doing something, or conversations that would give you the upper hand, we kind of like call each other out on it, like, oh, this guy. So yeah, even like if I was to have a bar and then I say it, if someone overseas has said it, and they don't even have to be a, you know, top tier battler.
Yeah.
Like one of the boys be like, bro, I heard that. And it's like, gotta rewrite it.
Real?
So, yeah. So, we don't help each other when it comes to like bars at all, man.
Because I think like I've seen this online that people have accused you, or not you, like, but like
there's an angle about that.
Yeah, because like you guys, there's a similarity between the three of you.
Yeah.
Not exact, but like you three all have like, you know, in terms of like your wordplay and stuff, it is quite similar. So that's why I ask, because I'm like, because some people have this idea that you guys all share bars between each other, but
true.
You're confirming that right now that that's not the case.
Oh, bro, how no, man?
Yeah.
Like,
exclusive.
Ooh, how yuck would that be to own this? You know, like my integrity would be trash, and it ain't. But I don't know. If to me, it's not similar, but
well, I mean similar in terms of like you guys all use homophones, like yours with the Flawless Victory. I think PFAK like with the Amanuka Honey, you know, stuff. And JP, I mean, I can't think of any examples of JP right now, but he's done the same.
Yeah.
Oh, on STFU too, he did the extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial.
Yeah. So like that's what I mean, and like you guys all, because a lot of the guys in the scene don't do that stuff. Yeah. That's why I immediately noticed all you guys when you started using it, because I was like, whoa, hold on, you don't hear this much in 1 ounce.
Yeah, I think it's just and then there's Salt too, bro.
Salt,
bro. The boy.
Sorry, man. Salt, bro. I'm sorry, bro. It's because he hasn't battled in ages.
Yeah, hard. Yeah. We've been pushing him. Hurry up.
Still up, bro.
Yeah. Come get back in the ring, boy. I think it's just a byproduct of chilling, Like, you know, when you have
you feed
a group of friends,
yeah,
like they come up with their own language, they come up with their own slang or their own like inside jokes. And I think a byproduct of being battle rappers who are all mates is being interested in the same stuff.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's where it comes from. I'm not sure, but yeah, if that's how it is, that's how it is. But to me, it's just like, well, I think we're different.
Oh, you guys are different.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah.
But like, that's because I think there's small similarities. I don't want to actually say like you guys are all carbon copies of each other, but like, nah, because that's definitely not the case. But do you do any music?
Nah, bro. Yeah, I kind of just no time for it, I suppose.
I was actually listening today to your song you did about Otara.
Yeah. I did one song, maybe a couple of songs.
I was like, I thought I'd check. I'm like, has this guy actually done any music? I don't know. So I went on YouTube and there's a song on there about Otara. I was like, oh, my man, bro, and you can sing too.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could sing.
Yeah, bro.
Multi-talented guy.
But everything, man, got to cover all the bases, eh?
Yeah.
I think it was because when I was younger, bro, just thinking of different tricks to impress the girls. You know, you got to have a bit of everything.
Did it work?
I'm married now.
Yeah. So it worked.
It worked.
Yeah. Oh, true. Would you ever sing like during a battle?
Yeah.
Was that a melody? Like turn it into a punchline?
Yeah, when I want to get booed. Nah, I don't think I ever will, bro. I don't know. I just, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Singing for me is just something that's like, to me, every Islander brother can sing.
Yeah. Have you ever met Anonymouz?
Nah.
But you know who he is?
Nah? Yes.
Bro, he's like probably one of the best producers from your hood, man.
Anonymouz.
He's he's been in the game for like he's been in the game for a long time. I've actually had him on the show.
Oh yeah. Was he the guy with the track for Fast and Furious, the most recent one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's him.
Cool.
Yep. Well, he produced it.
Yeah.
He produced it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not in the music circles, bro. So like there's dudes from around the way.
Well, to be honest, I only assumed because you're from Otara.
Yeah.
He's from Otara.
Yeah.
And like you guys all know each other. Like that's what I assume.
Yeah, a lot of the time that's the case, but yeah, nah, bro, nah.
No. But if he hollered at you and was like, "Hey, man, we should do something together," would you be keen?
Yeah, sure, bro. Hard out, like you know.
Well, I'd be like Fast and Furious or something.
Yeah, like he sounds like he's the man. Personally, I haven't heard any of his stuff, but bro, if you know of him and if he's from the hood, you know, making a name for the hood, then
he does a lot of good in the hood. He does a lot of youth work and stuff and workshops for like a lot of the youth and stuff, similar to what you're doing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's exactly the same, but yeah. But so do you do a bit of acting and stuff as well?
Nah, no acting.
You could probably transition into acting quite easily, man, because you've got the stage presence and like you seem to be on camera. It just seems to be natural,
right?
Like a natural presence on camera.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not trying to feed your ego too much here, but I'm just giving you ideas. Like if James Cameron or Peter Jackson or something hollered at you, don't say no.
I think I've I don't know, bro. I'm big on like just maximizing what I've been given. And so, you know, like I'm a man of the faith, and the Bible talks about using what you got.
Have you always been a man of the faith?
Yeah, but I've only kind of like, you know, actually decided that for myself kind of in my adult life. So
when you say adult life, what do we like just how old are you now?
31.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Buzzy.
Yeah, you thought I was younger, eh?
Yeah. It's those Polynesian genes, bro.
Yeah, hard out, bro.
It makes you look younger.
Yeah, so I grew up in church, obviously, like most Islander kids do.
Yeah.
I went to church, didn't know what the vibe was, just went because Nana told me to, or because there was a free feed afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you get older, you start to unpack some of the stuff that you learned as a kid, eh?
Such as?
Words that were said to you, processes that were normal because your parents made them normal.
Like a conditioning that you,
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid, like, your mind is like a sponge, so
exactly,
it absorbs
man.
everything.
Yeah. And you look at like people now, and you look at how they behave and what they're allergic to. A lot of it comes down to stuff that happened as a kid. So, like public speaking, for example, like when I'm on stage, teachers are like, "How do you do that?" You know, I'm so scared of doing that. And normally after conversations, it comes down to them having a bad experience as a child doing their speech in year 9. You know, and so
psychological.
Yeah, hard. And so
impact.
I feel like a massive part of growing up and maturing is learning how to go back and kind of like unwind those.
So was there anything
habits.
like that you kind of had to anything negative that you had to like unteach yourself?
Yeah, heaps, bro.
Yeah?
Heaps. Issues with ego. Lots of men have those issues. Issues around anger. Issues around like how I treat women. Issues around how I hold myself in a relationship.
Is
heaps of stuff.
that just a product of the environment, like the circles, the friend circles and all that as well?
Now, like that.
Yeah, or back then, like, when you said you have...
Yeah, hard out, bro. Hard out. It's from what I saw growing up, what I thought was normal. But,
So when did you get the revelation? When was the point where you were like, oh, hold up?
Oh, just surrounding myself with different people.
Was that through church or was just that?
No, it was just through life, man. Like, the benefit for me being a dancer was like, it's a universal language,
Yeah.
Everyone dances. And even as much as people bring it up as an angle against us, like, bro, you guys dance, you're gay. I'm like, bro, you dance when no one's watching. Shut up.
Dancing's awesome, man.
Exactly, you know what I mean? So it just opened up this new world of different people that I had never been exposed to growing up. Like, I remember I was walking to a studio with an Asian dude and a white South African dude. And I was just like, this is so weird. Because growing up, all my boys were Islanders or Māori.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wouldn't have been exposed to those situations.
That's why I think it's really, really good to like be exposed to different cultures.
Hard out, man. Hard.
Because you learn how ignorant you are quite quickly.
Definitely, bro. Yeah.
When you start hanging around with not even just different cultures, but like different walks of life.
Yep.
Yeah. From different backgrounds.
Yeah, and you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. Yeah.
So having different people in your life to kind of like help you become aware of some of these patterns that were normal but are actually unhealthy.
Yeah.
Is to me is a massive part of maturing.
Yeah.
So with like processes like church, going because that's just what you do, because that's just part of life.
Yeah.
But not actually knowing why you go in the first place.
I know so many people like that.
Yeah. I had to rethink that. One of the many things.
Yeah. Have you ever done a sermon at church?
Yeah.
What'd you preach on?
Oh, I talked about the difference between sympathy and empathy. It's a little while back, but yeah, it was cool, but not my cup of tea, bro. Not at this point, anyway.
Yo, man, I don't go to church anymore, but like I grew up and I used to serve in church and stuff, but like, yo, man, being a pastor is not easy, man.
Yeah, hard out, bro. Hard. Because there's so many people hold you to this moral standard, and it's kind of like we've decided to be Christians in battle rap, so we have to hold ourselves accountable to that standard. Like being a pastor is that times a million. Knocking.
Yeah.
Knocking.
And everyone and you're always needing to fix someone's problem.
Yeah.
Oh, pastor, can you help me with this?
Yeah,
can you help me with
yeah.
that? Because when I used to serve in the church, I used to see that and I'm like, I used to joke with one of my boys.
Yeah.
We both used to be like, yo, man, I'll never marry a pastor, man. How would that?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, man. How would that? And now he's married to a pastor.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
The irony.
The irony of it all. So, yeah, man. True. So, under no circumstance, you'd want to be a pastor?
Nah, not
what
at this point anyway.
What if you felt the calling?
Oh, yeah, nah. I don't know, bro. I don't know when you say the calling, I don't know if I believe in that stuff. I think, for me anyway, personally, it's like I make my choices. And because God gave me free reign to make choices. And if I make the right choice, cool. If I make the wrong choice, learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But regarding this calling over my life, that I'm meant to be this and the world's going to be stuffed up if I'm not that, I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah. So, but you said you've walked, you've hung out with people from different walks of life. What were some of the things you learned from hanging around with different people? Because you said you mostly hung around Islanders, and then you started hanging around with what was it like?
Oh, just anyone, bro. So dance circles is lots of Asians, lots of lots of
Koreans?
Europeans.
Koreans are good at
they're good. Yeah, Koreans. Sorry, what was your question, bro? What have I learned?
Yeah, from different cultures and stuff. What's some of the stuff that you've learned?
Yeah, I can't specifically remember, bro.
I can give you an example.
Yep.
So with me, I'm in a relationship with an Indian, right? I've been to India.
Yep.
And one of the things I learned is how I'll probably get some heat for this, but lazy Kiwis are comparison to say Indians, because I think actually both cultures can learn a lot from each other because Indians work like relentlessly, man. They like never take a day off, like ever.
Yeah.
Work like multiple jobs and stuff. And I think that's a result of them growing up in an environment and there's like no benefit system or anything like that.
You got to hustle.
So like if you don't work, you die sort of thing.
Sure.
So like, you know, they come over here and like, you know, they're working 7 days, like on Christmas, Easter, you still see them like working like if they own like a dairy or whatnot, you know, like they work really, really, really hard.
Yep. Yeah, I get you, bro.
Yeah. So like I was like it motivated me to want to work harder, you know, because I'm like, yo, man, like here I am complaining, like going to India, man, like
you don't notice your privilege. Eh?
Yeah. Like you
as
know,
Kiwis, we're privileged to live.
Yeah, like you know, you go there and there's poverty like everywhere. People living in slums, you know. These day off, they're like, what's that? You know, they don't. And then, you know, here we are like complaining about these stupid little minor things.
Yeah,
like,
hard.
You know, too much rain. Man. Like, can't hang my washing. You know, like, so little things like that. So that's kind of like an example for me, but I'm wondering if you've had something similar.
Yeah, sure, bro. I think like the most recent one I can remember was probably growing up in a strict household. We didn't know how to articulate what I was feeling. Like I didn't know how to articulate what I was feeling or how I was thinking. And I just wasn't taught how to do that because when you're angry, you kind of just suppress it because you don't want the other person to know that it affected you, or you don't want to show your parents you're angry because that's disrespectful and you get pinged for that.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so I just remember like laughing at, you know, being maybe in the supermarket or something, or watching it online or seeing a TV program or a movie where like parents would bend over to their kids and be like, you know, stop doing this, or they'll try and like negotiate with their kids, or be like, the kid will be crying, tell me how you're feeling. To me, that was just the most foreign idea. I was like, the kid's dumb, it doesn't know. That's
a white thing, bro. Let's straight up, that's a white thing.
I don't
want
to say it. You said it, not me, bro.
I grew up around Islanders, bro. Like, I know, man. I know. Like, I feel quite privileged in that regard that I grew up around a lot of different cultures.
Yeah.
So like, I know I could get away with stuff.
Sure.
When I was young.
Yeah.
Because they do the whole negotiating thing. Like,
yeah, but that's the thing though. So growing up, I was like, that's weird. That's dumb. That's why kids go off and they, you know, be naughty and they talk back to you and stuff. But as a man, what I've realized is that's something that lots of men struggle with, is learning how to articulate how they feel. And I think society would be a whole lot better place if we were taught those skills from a young age.
Well, there's like a stigma against men. Like if you show your feelings or emotions, you're weak.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, what do I think? I think that stigma applies if you have some insecurities that you haven't dealt with yet. And I say that because, like, I feel like
how do you become aware of your insecurities though? Because sometimes it could be a subconscious thing that you're not even aware of what you're doing.
If something hurts you, or if something makes you angry, or makes you feel emotional, or makes you feel some type of way, that's an insecurity to me. So that's enough for me to be like, all right, I responded to that in a bad way. Why? And then ask questions around why. If I don't know the answer, have a friend circle that you can unpack that stuff with. And it's a foreign idea, eh? Because even just like talking is associated to ladies because, you know, science says that they do talk more, words wise anyway. But it's something that I think.
Are they talking or complaining?
Yeah, I'm gonna get
trouble for that.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, no, like, you know how like sometimes women get together. I've seen it, man. Like I've seen it. Like,
generally that's the case. Yeah, generally,
like they get together and and that's fine.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, I'd rather they vent it to their mates than coming to me and complain to me.
Hard.
Yeah. Because then you're just dumping it on you, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
I don't even know how we got onto that. Anyway, keep going.
I bought, bro. I bought.
Yeah. Cut that out. No, I'll leave it in. Yeah. So like, there's different ways of like dealing with things, like on the. Because I imagine you knew how to speak to girls and stuff like when you were younger and stuff. Because some guys don't. Like, I know some dudes down here. They don't know how to talk to women, man. They say some stuff and I'm like, bro,
I know it.
You're gonna get a slap, man.
Exactly,
Seriously.
man. And yeah. When I was younger, bro, I think I did, but it was more with a persona. So like it's real cringe to talk about it now, bro. But back then I would put up this persona of like, you know, acting like I knew what I was doing or pretending to be the man, when in reality my heart was beating hella fast, like, you know, don't
Dude,
stuff
that
this
sounds
up,
like
don't
me,
stuff this
bro.
up.
I used to do that. Yeah.
So I kind of carried that into adulthood.
Yeah.
Like when I talk to girls, I would have this persona up, and even though I wasn't trying to pick them up, there was still a wall there that was stopping that, you know, genuine connection. And I realized that wall was there with certain people. If that wall was there with certain people, then it's likely it would be there for, you know, other people in my life too. So just becoming more aware of that stuff is, to me, that's interesting because it's progression in life. But growing up, I was definitely that dude, but just fake.
Do you think that social media has compounded the problem though?
Yeah.
Because, you know, you get a lot of people like posting stuff, like just living, like posting a fake life on social media, you know, because you're shown only the highlights.
The highlights, yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. You're showing off like just the highlights. And actually some people will look at it and then they'll start to compare that with their life. Yeah, bro. Even if that's not exactly correct.
Yeah,
and then they can pity themselves.
Yeah, that's a massive factor. Highlights, like today, bro, I'm gonna, after this, I put on the gram, you know, show the studio, be like, yo, is that a podcast? Yeah. What I won't say was, it was in Hamilton. Nah.
Hey, I'm from Auckland,
love to
bro.
Hamilton, man. Love to Hamilton.
No. Hey, I'm from West Auckland, bro. I only moved down here because, like, you know, it's too expensive to live there, bro. I wanted to buy a house, man. I couldn't do it up there.
Yeah, nah, facts.
Yeah, man. That's the reality. That's the reality.
Gotta make it work. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Love Hamilton, man. Love Hamilton.
Every city has its pros and cons. So.
Bro, of course, man. Of course. I'm a product of that.
I don't have to deal with traffic anymore, so that's one pro.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
I do have to deal with a couple of bogans. That's the con, you know. Nah, but it is what it is, bro.
Yeah. Social media, it's definitely made the disconnect between people and what people value a little bit weird, but it is what it is, eh? Like, we
grew up in an era where that wasn't a thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I had Bebo.
Bro, I had
social
Bebo.
media.
Yeah, but that was like.
But people weren't as invested as they are now.
No way. And like, you didn't have smartphones or anything, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a whole new degree to it.
Sure, bro.
Because of cyberbullying and all that stuff now.
Yeah. If I was to compare technology now and how I used to use it with Bebo and stuff, before it used to be entertainment, whereas now it's connection. So before it used to be a means to like be entertained.
It's an addiction too.
Yeah, sure. But anything can be an addiction, you know? Like, I think now it's way more of people's lifestyle than it ever has been.
Yeah, it's like fabricated. It's
bro.
It's like a necessity, like water and power or something. What? Oh, I can't access Facebook today. Like, can you imagine like the people that would probably have a breakdown if, like, I don't know, Mark Zuckerberg was like, okay, Facebook's going offline for like 7 days.
Yeah.
People go, what? No.
Yeah. Hard
and survive. So like, it's bad. But like, because you're quite active on social media.
Yep.
Yeah. But you're just often posting like just dance moves and stuff, eh?
Yeah, or it's fun for me, eh?
Yeah.
So obviously it's a way to connect.
Yep.
But I don't put too much value in what I post. So if I chuck something up, I'm not constantly checking how many likes I got, or it's more just like an outlet for creativity for me.
Yeah.
So everything from maybe a little dance video to maybe I got a verse that I've had up my sleeve for a while to maybe I've got an idea that I want to rant on. It's more just a creative outlet.
You don't post personal stuff on there?
Yeah.
Now and then?
Yeah.
I'm quite cautious of posting personal.
What do you mean by personal?
I don't know, like just photos of, you know, you and your missus or your, you know, family or something. I don't know, it's like a dinner date or something that you have with your partner or something. Like, I wouldn't post anything like that.
True.
That's just me though.
Yeah. Why? What's your reasoning? Because
things that I care about the most, I want to keep close to me.
Like sacred, eh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Sacred. I don't want to call it an item because my missus is not an item, but like, just things that are sacred to you. Things that you very, very much appreciate.
Yeah.
I don't think the world needs to know like everything about me, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I know some people like to post everything. Like, oh, I'm hanging out my washing.
Yeah, hard up.
Oh, I'm cooking.
Yeah.
You know, stir fry.
Yeah.
You know, so like.
Yeah, I'm for that, bro. Like, I'll post up about my relationship, but it's only on the highlights, only on like the
Yeah, which is what everyone does.
like an anniversary.
Like you
or
don't do you
birthday
post
or
like
something.
do you ever post anything negative?
I try not to, bro. So
Yeah.
I'm a big believer of practicing what I preach, and that's in every area of life. So if I'm going out into these schools and telling young people about technology, the pros and the cons, and digital footprint, stuff like that, and then I go online and like
Vent.
vent.
All in caps.
Yeah, hard out. Or I jump on someone's post and I disagree, but I disagree in a really sour way, spiteful way, and it becomes bullying almost.
Do a Viv.
Yeah, that ain't me.
Yeah.
Which is again, part of the reason why I don't do like pre-battle banter, because it can easily turn that way if you're a competitive person. And I feel like,
Are you a competitive person?
bro, yes,
I'm the same.
Yeah, I don't like losing. Nah, it's not like I don't like losing.
Well, you haven't lost yet, so that's good.
There we go. Point improvement. But I like going. I'm competitive, and I think the danger of being competitive against competitive people is sometimes
You're just constantly trying to one up each other.
Yeah, and sometimes unfortunately it happens, but sometimes you'd stoop below your values in order to win. Sometimes that's the case.
Are you able to recognize that though when you do that? Like,
Yeah.
are you able to check yourself, or does someone else have to point it out to you? Or is it a
I'd say I'm
combination?
pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't happened
That's
yet.
actually good if you can do that, because
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people can do that.
Yeah, well, it
They
hasn't
can't check
happened
themselves.
yet. I haven't been in a situation where I've had
Well,
to delete.
we should revisit this conversation when you lose a battle and let's see if you're humble.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. I'm waiting for a loss, bro. Like, that sounds weird, but when you're like, you almost get complacent, and I feel like a loss would bring out a different beast. Like, you look at Traser versus Raw, he was dope up until that point, but when he lost to Raw and it was his own fault, he came back against PFAK like a different animal.
Yeah.
And so there's something to be said for taking an LA. You can't just
Well, you need to take an L.
Yeah.
Because you learn from it, and it actually makes you better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm excited for that. I don't like the sense of having winning as a responsibility.
Well, yeah, because you got to carry the whole league on your shoulders pretty much now.
Yeah, but I do that without stress, And part of not being stressed about that is enjoying, like, celebrating the wins instead of feeling a sense of a relief because you won.
Yeah. Like has Dlar said anything to you and be like, hey man, now that you're champion, this is what we expect of you. This.
Nah, I got that out of the way before I went for the belt. So before,
Well, I don't even know what the expectation is.
Well,
I know Dlar is supposed to come on here at some point.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he comes on here.
the
at some
biggest
point.
one is you just have to defend it.
Yeah.
So-
Well, you're last on the card too, so you have to.
Yeah.
You have to wait. I remember when Traser, he said to me like off air that he's like, bro, I'm kind of glad that I'm not the champion anymore because, like, I don't have to stress up to my battle. Like, you know what I mean? He could just relax the rest of the night because it's like, his round, his battle's done, so he can really enjoy the other people's battles, not like trying to amp and prep himself.
Yeah, I'm not on that vibe, bro. Like, other experiences in life have taught me that if I'm stressing about something that I've put so much effort into and there's no room for enjoyment, then why the hell am I doing it?
Yeah.
So when it comes to like carrying the league on my shoulders or going in for a battle and keeping this track record of no losses, not only me, the boys that I run with, they have no losses. So it's,
you guys are like clean records.
yeah,
man.
and I feel like it's not fun when you're I feel like it's not fun when you're prepping to feel a sense of relief for when you win. Nah, you should feel a sense of enjoyment. You should celebrate
I
it.
think maybe with him, I'd imagine that it would probably just there might be that little insecurity there because he choked against Raw. That maybe he's like, nah, I gotta, maybe it's the sense of or the weight of having to carry.
Yeah.
Their responsibility.
Hard, bro. Each to their own.
Yeah.
I can't say Tracer's wrong for feeling.
No.
feeling
Like
that.
I'm just saying, like I understand.
Yeah.
Probably why he does that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably do the same if it was me. I think. Actually, I don't. Well, I say that. Who knows what I'd do if I was in that position?
True.
Yeah.
I think. That's probably the worst part about being the champion is just battling last. It's just because by the time you get to the end of the night, the crowd's kind of like,
but
weary.
But you're all good, like, compared to like some of the other guys, because, you know, some of the other dudes that, you know, they might want to drink or smoke weed or whatever the heck that it is that they want to do. But you're in a space where you don't, you know, you don't need a substance.
Nah, not at all, bro. Yeah.
Which I've been wondering about this like lately. I'm getting like all philosophical and stuff, but like, how did, like, as a society, did we get to a point where alcohol is just like, we consume it? Like, we're taught to indulge in substances as a society. Like, if you think about, but like, how did it originate? Like, how did alcohol become a thing? How did weed become a thing? Like, it's just real interesting, eh? Because I think, like, you know, everyone wants to always fit in. They want to be accepted by their peers and stuff. So, like, you get, like, the odd person. Like, you've got, like, the trend followers and the trendsetters, right? Like, I've always tried to be a trendsetter, and I actually question everything a lot, which I think annoys the hell out of my missus. Yep. Because I'm like, why do we do that? Why do we do this? But I think it's good to, like, question things, eh?
It's healthy, bro. Yeah. You don't know why unless you ask, eh?
Even geniuses ask questions.
Exactly, man. That's why they're geniuses. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Why it's, or where it's originated? Was that your question?
Well, like, I know how it was, like, made and stuff.
But like the culture of
like,
it.
how did, like, because if you think about culture, right? It's essentially what happens is one person or a group of individuals, they think of something, then they manage to convince another person or another group of individuals who then tell another person, and then eventually it evolves into what's considered culture.
Yep. I don't like, from my perspective, off the top, I think us Kiwis, we enjoy having a good time, and at the same time, we are really bad at confronting problems. And so I think,
dude. Totally.
And so I think when you pair the two, you know, we have a culture of celebration and, you know, loving festivals.
Which is fine, which is good.
Yeah, sure, bro, hard out. But when you pair that culture with running away from problems, which is what we're also good at, I think, you know, that creates a narrative for addictions and you know, people being so caught up in substances like we are, as, you know, generally speaking, as a country.
Yeah, I just find it interesting, you know, because like say places in Europe, right? Like, alcohol is consumed there. Like, you can buy it in vending machines, kids can drink it and stuff, but like, they're a lot more sensible about it. They don't binge drink like we do here and like in Oz. And like, I'm trying to understand like why we do that. Like, what is it that causes us to do it?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done any like research into it or read any research into it.
Yeah.
But you are right, eh? Like, I was in Japan and they were drinking on the train. Like, they had beers on the train. It was more just the tourists doing it, but etiquette-wise, it wasn't encouraged. But it's not illegal. That's what I was told. And so, like, you just wouldn't imagine anyone doing that here, eh? Without getting pinged for it or without being stupid around it.
Yeah, this is why, like, with the whole, you know, the Cannabis referendum and stuff, like, I see the argument on both sides. And, like, I like, on the one hand, I'm like, okay, yeah, like, you don't want people going to prison and stuff for, like, you know, one offense or something like that, but like you don't want it to become the same problem that alcohol is as well. And like, oh well, you know, Canada did it. I'm like, yeah, but Canada's a different beast to us, man. They don't binge drink like we do here. Yeah. It's a different culture. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's just real interesting to me. And like, I think
it's cool conversations to have, bro. Even if you don't land on any answers, I think it's important that we open up these narratives to talk about it.
Like, it's important to talk about, because I know some dude, like, let's say like dudes that we know that like hardcore like smoke weed, right? Yep. They are automatically going to have an emotional bias to it being legalized because, you know, they consume it. Yep. They're thinking of them. It would be very hard to take yourself out of that perspective and look at it from a different point of view. And then also, like, if people in your clique all do that, and it comes back to like being exposed to different cultures and environments and stuff, right? That's how you learn to understand like why people think how they do, you know? And so like, and then it's people on the other side as well, because I know people are like extreme on both sides.
Sure.
And like I'd sit here, and I think podcasting has kind of taught me this ability as well, is to like be objective.
Yeah.
Because I've been talking to like politicians and stuff as well. So, and like learning to separate the character from the politics.
Right.
Because we don't do that, man. I mean, they say the two things you should never talk about are politics and religion.
Religion, yeah.
Because like people get really, because they have an emotional attachment to an ideology, which can open up, the door to a lot of heated arguments.
Yeah, hard. Yeah. I think that rule applies if if you're not really keen for arguments that way. But I think to me, it's important to have those discussions there. Obviously, pick your moments and who you unpack this, you unpack this stuff with. Because some people, you're just talking to someone who's offended by the fact that you have a different perspective, and sometimes they're not speaking from truth, they're speaking from feeling offended. So it's like an emotional,
but it's like the culture
reaction
these days, like social media, like woke culture, people just get offended by everything, and it's like, come on, man. Like,
and so it comes down to how you hold yourself, bro. I think so. That's how I I approach these conversations. Like, is it worth the discussion? Like, what's the whole point of this? If it's a religious debate, is this person going to come to know Jesus because I'm saying Jesus is real and you're wrong? Highly unlikely. So what's the point?
And then also, like, let's say if you go and do a debate with someone over religion, your experience in life will be completely different to theirs, right?
Yeah, hard.
So the environment you grew up in, like, you can't correlate. Like, it's just not the same. Like,
and there's something to be said for face-to-face interactions.
Well, this is why I refuse to do like Skype or like phone calls and stuff. Like, I like having the person like face-to-face, because I think we're losing the ability to just talk.
Bro. Sure. Like exactly, man. And the more common social media and other platforms like that
all this
become a part of staple part of life, I feel like the more this stuff is going to be affected by it. So you look at like kids that I talk to, they come up to me, they want to interact, they don't know what to say. Just, oh hey, shop bro, and they'll just hang. I'm like, you're good. Like, I have to ask questions in order to get an interaction.
Yeah.
But and that's not just kids, bro. That's like people
bro,
in general.
I met some adults and I'm like, dude, you're socially awkward.
Hard.
Like, they just don't know. They don't know how to have a conversation.
Yeah, and there's like, you see it in influencers. Like some influencers, they're really articulate. They know what they're about when it comes to ranting to their phone and posting up for their story.
Yep.
But when you see them in real life and you introduce yourself and say, hey, yo, I was feeling what you said. Like, you try to discuss or unpack their point that they posted up. Half of it might be they don't want to talk to a random stranger about their stuff. But I haven't been like, there's a few people where I've met that have that same energy in person that they do online.
Yeah. It's rare.
Yeah.
It's very rare. Yeah. That's why I like having people on here for like an hour or 2 hours. Like, when you're talking to someone for like 5 or 10 minutes, it's a bit hard to understand or fully work out who they are as a person. But when it's hard to keep that guard up for like an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah, bro. And you got to get past the small talk, Like,
oh, yeah, totally.
But small talk is weird. And a sitting like this where people watch, they don't want to watch small talk for like...
Well, that's why I try to... I mean, I think when I first started doing this, I was kind of aware of what I was doing. I think in the first early podcasts, but now I've kind of,
it's more organic.
Yeah, it's more organic. Yeah, it's out of my head. I don't really think about it. If I am like looking around and stuff, it's only just make sure that all the gear is working. That's pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot more organic. But there's like some people, right, that'll hit on the show, and like they'll be all good until the cameras and the mic go on.
Oh yeah.
And then they get awkward.
True.
And then I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, I got to try and steer the conversation and
like pulling teeth,
get them comfortable.
Yeah.
And then there's some dudes that like they just come on and they don't talk at all, man.
Right.
Like there's some, I'm not going to say names, but like there's some people I've had on the show, man, and I'm like, oh man, how do I keep this conversation going for an hour? Because they just don't talk. Like, you give them like an open-ended question.
Yeah.
And they still find a way to give it like a yes or no. And it's like, they'll be like, yep. And you're like, okay, so like then you got to try and steer the conversation. So yeah, that's one of the interesting things about doing this. But then like, yeah, there's that in real life as well.
Yeah, hard.
But like, how common would it be, you know, with you hanging out with the youth and stuff? How common would you see kids who are like a bit socially awkward or don't know how to interact with you?
More common than not.
Really?
Sure, bro. Yeah, definitely. So I go everywhere, bro. Every type of school, high decile, low decile, rural, all boys, religious, all girls, like every type of school. And a lot of the time, the interactions I have, like, and half of it is like we're not friends. So I can understand why people would be, you know, come up to me a bit apprehensive and want to chill, want to like, you know, get a vibe of what I'm about off the stage, but still have walls up. But it's kind of like confirmed in the fact that at my own church, I run the mentoring like ministry, or I look after like, you know, and even with these kids that I know, like day in, day out, we chill. I've known them since they were children. They know me, they know what I'm about. It's still hard trying to have, you know, actual conversations with them. Still hard trying to get past these walls, or trying to
do you find that the walls are a result of like traumatic experiences, or just
sometimes, or more just don't know,
or
like,
just because they
legit,
don't know,
just legit don't get the opportunity to have these conversations in real life at school or in normal settings.
Which seems weird because like school, like, you know, a whole bunch of kids are like interacting with each other.
Yeah, but I think what I've learned is the older you get, the more comfortable you become in the connections you already have. Yeah. Right. So learning how to venture out and just small talk with people, even. For a lot of people is a strange concept.
Well, stepping outside your comfort zone.
You'd rather just talk to your mates where you can just be yourself.
Well, they say the older you get, the more stuck in your ways you get because it's easier, right?
Yeah.
There's a fear.
You become aware of what works for you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely something to think about. That's why, like, I mean, there's like sometimes, like, if you met a celebrity, do you think you'd be like socially awkward? Like, who's like a celebrity like you're a huge fan of?
I don't know, bro.
The Rock?
Huge fan. I don't know. Well, yeah, he's just definitely celebrity.
Yeah. Like if you met him, do you think you could have a normal conversation with him like you do with me?
Yeah, I think I could.
I think I could too.
Yeah.
But I don't think some people could. But like when I was younger, I had I think it was in my early 20s. We went to Wellington because Snoop Dogg was here. Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, and Bone Thugs. And I was like the hugest Bone Thugs fan, man. And like they were on, for some reason, Bone Thugs and Ice Cube were on the same flight from Auckland to Wellington.
Oh, dope.
So like we could see Bone Thugs like in the waiting area at the airport.
Mean.
And I was like, me and my boy were like, should we go over talk to them? Nah, let's not talk to them. Nah, let's go talk to them. And then like I got there, I had all this stuff that I was going to say, and then I just got there and I was like, yo man, I'm your biggest fan ever, eh? And I'm like, afterwards I was like, why did I do that? Like, why did I do that? But like, I know these days I wouldn't do that, but like, I don't know what it is, man. Like and I imagine like it's like that for a lot of people. Like I had a Labour politician on here, Jamie Strange. He does a lot of the politics within Hamilton and the Waikato, and he provides intel to Jacinda, actually. And he was saying that like Jacinda can't walk the streets because people just swarm her for selfies. And I'm like, do they just walk up to her and run up to her and be like, hey, can I have a selfie? Like, do you ever get that? Like kids just wanting selfies with you?
Yeah. Probably not as much as Jacinda though, but
Oh, no, of course not. But like you know, you're a mentor to a lot of these kids. Yeah. And I'm sure like, you know, you're quite well known in battle rap now though, man. So like you're gonna start getting a bit of a name for yourself. So
yeah.
Like can you walk the streets of Otara and like people be
Yeah, bro. I'm like
all good.
All good, man.
All good. People don't come up, can I have a selfie?
Nah, not that. Nah, if anything, people are like, yo, your B team, or hey, one else. Yeah. Because I'm always at the market, you know, like every Saturday morning. That's like staple. Nice. Yeah. And at least once every time there's someone like, hey, one else. Yeah,
how did you guys get the name B team? Where did that come from?
Oh, bro, I don't even know it.
Like why B team? Why not A team?
Something corny, bro. So I don't know where the actual name come from, but B stands for Barmageddon. which is like the end of the world by bars.
Yeah.
And I think B Team just sounds less corny. So I think initially it was just like just a running gag.
I'm trying to think if anyone has turned that into a punchline.
Yeah, Billz had one.
Against you?
Yeah.
B Team.
Yeah, Billz had one. So he flipped I normally do like a prophecy in your name. So let me break that down. I flipped the name.
Yeah.
And he did that, and then he said his setup was like something to do with the 4 horsemen, because there's 4 members in the
I'll have to go back
crew.
and rewatch that battle.
And the punch was like, it'll really be Armageddon.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the only time I've ever heard a bar. Yeah. I just think people don't know that it stands for Barmageddon. There you go, guys. New content. Come at us.
There you go. Oh, true that. And like, because I'm trying to remember if out the gate PFAK was referencing B Team with his battle with Jibs.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. We were B Team from the jump.
From the jump.
Yeah.
So that was always the plan for you guys to all like start around about the same time?
Yeah.
I can't remember your audition tape.
Yeah, so Salt was the first dude.
Yeah, Salt.
Yeah. Salt was the first dude, and then he started.
What happened to Salt? Why isn't he around anymore?
Oh, just priorities, bro. He got 2 kids. You know, he's
fair
married,
enough.
full-time job, and for some people, battle rap is easy. For others, it's just not worth it, which is fair.
Yeah, which is fair. There's some people that are like, you're very consistent. DMG's like really consistent. Like there's Dr. Apocalypse, even Traser.
DMG,
yeah,
very
like,
consistent. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. He needs to consistently put up his hand for that PFAK battle. That's what he needs to do.
Yep.
Let's go, boy.
Yep, he does need to do that.
Yeah,
I do think PFAK will win. Sorry, Damascus, bro. But
everyone's entitled to their preference.
oh
bro.
yeah. Hey, man, if I'm proven wrong, man, I'll take the L, man.
Yeah. Yeah, DMG's all good, eh? Yeah, he's, when we're talking about walls, especially in this battle rap environment, some dudes you have a conversation with is weird because they think you're trying to get ammo in them, They think they're
true.
For real, bro. Some dudes, some dudes you have a...
So did when did this, did this happen like early on? You found this out?
Yeah, bro. Hard.
Were you like, hang on?
It's just, I've never been...
Like, were they straight up about it though? Were they like...
Nah, it's just like...
Or the vibe you got?
The vibe I got. It's like when you try and engage in conversation, and obviously, we're out there competing against each other. No one's meant to be best friends. But just that decency for, like a respectful chat. You can tell there's walls up for some people. And then for other dudes like DMG, like Traser, this is all good. They don't have those problems. They just connect their vibe after the battles. They're all good. But there's lots of dudes who have walls up, almost thinking like, every conversation is going to lead to an angle, or they're going to...
Damn, man, that requires a lot of energy to be like totally on your guard like that.
Yeah, hard out, bro. Hard. Maybe they're not aware of it, eh? Maybe it's not the case, but that's the vibe I get.
Yeah. That's real interesting though. Yeah. But have you tried to get Salt to... Have you tried to... Come on, bro. Get back in the scene, man.
Yeah, we always we're always pushing him to, because...
Like, I get it, man. I mean, Dlar's been trying to get me to get in the ring for ages.
Yeah.
Ages.
What was your battle name?
What's that? Oh, KP.
KP.
Yeah. Like, I did, like, tracks, and I was, like, a producer and stuff, and, like, I think I remember at my 30th, like, because I did, like, this, like, freestyle verse, and Dlar happened to be there because like we've been boys for ages. And he came up to me afterwards. He's like, "Bro, you have to enter, man.
Jump in the ring."
He's like, "You have to enter, bro." I'm like,
"Bro, I want to see you rap now."
Yeah, I do want to jump in, bro, but like I don't want to do it unless like it might sound like I'm making excuses and stuff, but like I don't want to do it unless I'm giving it 100%. I don't want to half-ass it. Like, I don't want to go in like 40% or 60%. One, because I don't want to get murdered, first of all. And secondly, like, I have so much love for what you guys do, and I respect the scene so much that, like, I'd want to do it right.
Yeah. Oh, cool, bro.
Man. That's why. And, like, if I can't jump in the ring directly, that's why I at least, like, try to get you on here and Traser on here to, like, try and give the scene some love, because it's still very niche.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people don't know about it.
Hard.
Like my partner is like Indian, and like I remember like playing her the Scholar versus Disaster battle.
Right.
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh wow, this is pretty cool." She came to that battle actually, the STFU2 battle. Cool. Yeah. Cool. I think a lot of the stuff went over her head though, because some people, I think they just, it goes over their heads.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah.
That's how I start saying, you just have people come through because they know people, and then ideally they'd become fans of the scene.
Yeah,
So that's what happened with us, bro. All the dudes that come through, of all of them, I think there were only about 3 or 4 maybe. They used to come to the battles before we battled.
Yeah.
And now that we're in the scene, they still come to the battles, but they're fans of other battlers now. So
Yeah.
It's, and you know, the real boys, the real brothers, you know, they take any opportunity to mock. So sometimes I'm on a card and I'll be like, yo, I'm on this card. They're like, yeah, who else is on, bro? Tracer's on. Oh, yo, I'm coming.
And you're like, oh,
Bro,
what about me, man?
Real friends.
Yeah. No loyalty, bro.
Yeah.
No
So
loyalty.
yeah, it's cool, bro. People come through once you kind of get a vibe of what it's about, or you know, you kind of understand the language, the culture. Then hopefully you stick around. Hopefully
Are you guys able to? I don't know, but like, do you guys ever go to Dlar and like pitch ideas or anything? Or like
sometimes. Yeah.
Is he all for it, or is he?
Yeah.
Or is he just like, oh yeah, I'll take it on board and then?
Yeah. He always hears us out, bro. He always
That's
hears
good
us out.
because I'd imagine he would.
Yeah.
Like he's he loves the scene so much, man.
And I think I can understand why he would be protective. You know, this is his baby. He's had it for years.
Oh, bro, he's going beefs all the time, bro. So.
all the time.
all the
man.
time.
Yeah,
So like, yeah. So like, I know a lot of people hate on the guy, man.
Yeah.
But he's a nice ass dude.
Yeah, bro. Good dude.
Got nothing but love for him, man.
Yeah, stand up dude. I think he hears us out. He's like, you know, it makes sense. There's a good working relationship.
Would you carry more weight though with what you said, with what you say now, because you have the belt? Do you think he'd listen to you more, or have you not even tested that?
Yeah, possibly.
Tested that yet?
I kind of have. Yeah, sure, bro. Of course, having the belt gives me a little bit more weight in the opinion, but
most of the I can't remember, but like, you know, the battle, the STF U2 battle where it was held.
Yeah.
Is that where a lot of the battles are held?
Has been, yeah.
Because I'm like
history-wise, I think
I was looking at the venue and I'm thinking, have I been here before?
Yeah.
Or has a battle been held here before?
Yep, they've had a few there. I think Scholar and Diz was there. It's just the
Yeah,
bar was a
that's
little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So they split it into 2 bars.
Yeah.
Whereas you used to come through on K Road. Now you come through on Cross Street and there's a whole separate bar on K Road just separated.
Is there any place in Otara that could host it?
Possibly. Oh, I think there's heaps of places that could host the event, but not many places that could host the event with a liquor license, which is what I think would be a priority for a lot of people. Personally, I think it would still, like, it would be even better without alcohol.
Well,
involved.
I know a lot of Christian dudes actually go to those battles anyway, and they don't really drink.
Yeah, but it's not
alcohol.
It's not just like Christians who would show up, bro. It's just like, it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
If you're drinking and the events are 5 hours, if you start drinking from before the event and then by the time you get to the last battle, the crowd's always going to be like, you know, not as good as it would be for the first battle.
But I think well, because with bars, man, they've got to make a profit out of hosting the event, and obviously they make a lot of money off alcohol, so it makes sense.
But you see the events where I can't even remember the name of the event, but it was in a park. It was the most recent one in a park. It was like a nostalgia version of 1 Ounce.
And didn't who did
JP battled Clue, Salt battled Texter.
Yep. Which park was that?
Oh, somewhere out west, bro.
Did you battle? I can't remember.
Nah, just went to support. But that event, obviously because it wasn't in a bar, people were drinking, but drinking wasn't the priority for people being there. The people who came and stuck around were actually people who were there for the bars or the battles, which caused a better crowd at the end of the event. Yeah. And I feel like there's been a couple of events where just drunk people have gotten in the way of a dope battle.
Oh, they just kill it, ruin it. Yeah.
Just take it out, you know? Like, obviously people drink and people want to have fun, but the priority should always be the bars. And if battlers are putting in all this effort to, you know, put up a good product, and only to have it being
like Dlar even like organizing it must take hours, you know, months.
But you see, like, dude, like PFAK versus Dunks came all the way from Oz to battle you know, one of our best, and the environment was awesome, but he got put off in a second, I think, because someone was being rowdy in the crowd. It's just not a good look, eh?
Nah, it's not. And it must be frustrating for Dlar because, like, he's putting all his time and effort into organizing these events, and some guy ruins it. I think when Caustic battled Jibs and stuff, I think someone, like, when Caustic was here, somebody stole his jump or something.
Not the one, eh?
And it's just like, oh, bro. I know he's been trying to organize an event down here, but, like, unfortunately, there's some rowdy people in Hamilton. Apparently, we had the youngest population per capita in the entire country.
Oh, really? That's interesting. I thought it would be Wally or something, eh? Like,
nah, because you got like Wintec and University of Waikato and stuff. So yeah. I only found that out recently, actually. So like, you get, like, honestly, man, you hit town like on Friday and Saturday night, it's like rowdy as.
True.
Yeah, man, a lot of young people, and all the bars and clubs are in one place.
Yeah, it's all in.
All situated in like one place. So like, you can just, like, it's good, I suppose, if you're going clubbing and you want to just go to a different...
Just hopping,
Yeah, rather like in Auckland, it's like, 20-minute taxi ride to Ponsonby. Yeah. But those days are well beyond on me. Did you ever get into that scene, the clubbing scene?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, hard out.
I don't miss it, eh?
Yeah.
Don't miss it at all.
Yeah. It was good while it lasted, that's for sure.
Yeah. But I can't do those. I can't do those 2 a.m., 3 a.m. nights anymore. It gets to like 9 now, and I'm like...
True.
I'm like, bro, that's how I know I'm getting old, man. I'm just like, it gets to 9 p.m.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same buzz there. I just remember nights where I don't remember the nights, but gone are the days, bro. Gone are the days.
Yeah. But then, like, you could probably relate to, like, when you see young people doing it, you're like, oh yeah, I used to be doing that.
That's how you know you're old, eh? When you look at someone and you're like, or even when you go out and you kind of like value the next day more than you do the night. It's like, yep, I'm old.
Yeah, well, I find, like, as you get older, your body doesn't click back into place like it used to.
Bro.
You know,
exactly.
The recovery takes longer.
Yeah, bro. Last night, I played a tag module.
Yeah.
And I went from the office and just jumped on the field. I normally stretch, warm up, you know.
Yeah.
Jumped on the field, first one, had me gone.
Like,
Yeah, bro. Such is life.
Do you hit the gym quite a bit?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, quite a bit.
Because you're well built, bro.
Oh, cheers. Yeah,
like,
quite
it's
a bit.
making me insecure right now, bro. Like, straight up, I'm like,
bro.
I need to smash me some protein.
Yeah, bro. Hard. Big believer in overall well-being. So mentally trying to stay aware or trying to stay healthy. Spiritually, obviously, you know, man of the faith. Socially, got good mates who I connect with often, and physically, got to put in the work too.
So how do you stay? Well, there's staying in shape physically, and then there's staying in shape mentally.
Yep.
Because, like, obviously with battle rap, psychologically, you need to be in the right space.
Definitely.
Right frame of mind. Otherwise, So how do you keep yourself in check and, like, you know, calm and collected mentally?
My friends keep my ego in check, and my wife keeps my ego in check.
Bro, that's what they're good for,
facts,
man.
Yeah. So as proud as she is of the achievements, like, it doesn't matter what
she
I
doesn't care about that bout.
Or what I
She's
failed
like, yo,
in,
man, you still do those dishes.
Yeah, you're the husband, you know, you gotta do the mahi.
Yeah.
And then the boys, you know, whenever, like, there's, like, I got lots of circles of friends.
That's cool, bro.
There's one particular circle of friends who I've known since I was, you know, we've known each other since we were children.
Yeah.
Who kind of keep me accountable, eh? So it's the same vibe as my wife. Like, they don't care about what I achieve or what I lack in. They still just accept me as one of the boys. So that's important. But, other than that, it's just trying to find, and I haven't clocked it yet, but I've been on a journey of trying to figure out where my self-worth lies. So if my self-worth lies in being successful in battle rap or work or whatever, then obviously I'm going to fail at some point, and it's not a good bar for my value system.
Yeah. That's actually interesting that you bring this up, because, like, I know from being in a relationship like with an Indian and going to India and stuff, they measure a lot of their self-worth based on their work, not only their work ethic, but how much they earn, right? So, and there's like society pressures and stuff. Like, if you're not, there's almost like you look down upon.
Yep. I think it used to be like that here, for sure.
Yeah, well, it probably depends on what circles and stuff.
Sure. But generally speaking, I think...
but there's tall poppy syndrome and stuff here too, right? Like, if you're successful, then people, like, hate on you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think, like, obviously generally, but people judge you now more for who you are or who you portray to be over what you do.
Yeah.
That's my experiences. So if you're someone who has integrity, if you're a genuine dude, if you're just like a good dude, people value that more over you being a boss. Yeah. Generally, that's what I found.
Yeah. I think that's good, though. That's a good way to be.
That's how I measure people, you know, off character. instead of off achievements.
Yeah, I've met some people, man, like some of the most wealthiest people I know have the biggest insecurities. Like they feel like the need to prove their worth based on their materials. You know, like, oh, look, I got this, oh, I spent $1.2 million on my house.
Right.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Cool. But what about your character?
Yeah, hard. Yeah, it's important.
Yeah,
that's
like,
different. Like the wealthiest dudes I know are secure AF, bro. Like I used to work in a bar.
It might be different, right? Like let's say like someone, like you'd appreciate wealth a whole lot more if you say you worked really hard for it, right?
Yeah.
And you gained it over time as to someone that wins it via lotto.
Sure. Yeah, that's different.
You know what I mean? Because you just
start flexing.
You don't value it because you didn't work for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're not protective of it because as easy as it came.
And I'm not saying that all wealthy people are really insecure. I'm just saying that something that I've met, I've just found it interesting that some people have to they have to tell you how much their house is worth. They have to tell you how much they spent on their car.
And I notice when it comes to
salary and
when it comes to stuff like that, from my experience, it's not even the wealthy people who flex like that. It's the people who aren't wealthy.
Yeah,
you know?
bro, I made $2,000 from selling this. Or,
or they just drop in comments like, you know, like I can't even regurgitate any comments, but you know what I mean? Like it's normally the people who are flexing that are struggling. A lot of the time that's the case.
Well, they're trying to
put up this facade of, you know, like,
trying to prove themselves. Their self-worth, you know, it comes back to self-worth. Because like New Zealand's actually not as bad as some countries. Like I don't feel New Zealand is materialistic as say Australia is, as the States is. Like we don't care here. Like my missus got a huge like fright of her life when she saw like someone walk into Countdown in a bathrobe buying their food, you know, because you just don't see that.
Where she's from?
Like you gotta dress up, you gotta be in your best clothes, you gotta be wearing branded clothing, even if you're going to the grocery store. Like I actually dated a chick ages ago that used to do that.
Yep.
I'm like, we wanted to go get some eggs or something from Countdown. She's like, I need to have a shower and get ready.
Oh wow.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why? We're going to Countdown. She's like, nah, I can't go out looking like this. I'm like, are you serious?
True.
I'm like, who cares, man? Do you think these people actually care that much about you?
Yeah.
Do you think you're that important and that special that people would actually take the time out of their day?
Honestly,
to care about it.
That thought has actually changed my life, bro. Like when I started thinking, I'm actually no one that special for other people to actually, you know, be concerned about. So just live and you'll be sweet. But when you put it into perspective, like a lot of the choices we make or don't make are fueled by what other people might think of you, when in reality, everyone's thinking of themselves. You know, no one's really caught up on what you do and how you think and how you behave.
Yeah, I have to be this way or this way, otherwise, you know.
And if they are caught up about you, then that says more about them. Exactly, it says more about them than you.
Then that's totally it, man. So it's just like, so I find it weird, like when people get caught up in all that stuff. So I just like, that's what I like about New Zealand, man. I feel like New Zealand's like the middle, I think. Like, you know, the islands.
Yep.
The islands are like chill, like really chill.
Yeah,
like people think New Zealand's chill. I'm like, the islands are on a different level. Yeah. But then like if you go to big countries and big cities, you know, you probably saw it in Tokyo and stuff. Everything's a bit more superficial, right? Whereas I kind of feel like New Zealand's like the middle between those two.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that comes with numbers, Like the more numbers you have, the more organized you have to be.
Yeah.
It makes sense for the system to work.
Yeah. Like Traser, like I remember talking to Traser and he was saying, I can't, like, Auckland's just too fast for me. And I'm like, bro, you haven't been overseas, bro. You don't know what fast is, man. Like I'd love to, if I had the money to, bro, I'd just like take him to like London or something with me and I'll be like, bro, and I'll show you.
Yeah. Has he not been overseas?
No, he hasn't been overseas. Yeah. It is like, I do understand that, like flying anywhere that's not Australia from New Zealand is, you know, it's expensive, man. We're a very isolated country, so like we don't have the luxury,
man. We gotta pay for that gas, you know. So pay for that jet fuel. Yeah,
but like I do encourage anyone, man, like try and go overseas, and not just to Australia. Like try and explore further than that if you can.
Yeah, hard.
Like,
if you can't, you know, it's also a good idea to just connect with those people who are here.
From there. Yeah. But like one of the things that it's made me more aware of is like Auckland is its own beast compared to the rest of the country.
Definitely.
Like I found it more evident. Like, no, I grew up around a lot of islanders, man, and you don't see them really down here, man.
Sure. Or anywhere.
Yeah,
so
they're all
I
situated
talk from
in
the top of like the North Island to the bottom of the South, and it's rare to see like islanders anywhere outside of Auckland. Like obviously there are, you know, there's Wellington, Porirua, Oamaru. It's got some
small little pockets.
Yeah, pockets. But it's weird. Like when I go, like you know, often when I'm in a school, especially in a rural town, I always represent being Niuean.
Yeah.
And more than half the audience is like, what's a Niuean? And then there's one islander who's probably like a Tongan or something.
Be like, yo. Yeah.
And he's not from the same island, but he identifies with that. So there's always that cool connection there. But it speaks to the, you know, the truth that there's islanders everywhere, sure. But there's just, you know, not as many as there are in Auckland. Auckland's different beast.
Yeah, it is.
Or not just islanders, it's just cultures in general.
Yeah, culture. Like it's very multicultural, which is the thing probably that I love about it the most.
Yeah, same,
and it's the
bro.
thing that I miss about it the most. Yeah. And I think I took it for granted when I was there.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed it more since being here, man. Like, that's why it's cool having you here, bro. Because it's like, oh, sweet, an island dude. You know? Like, it's like, oh, cool. Because like, I used to hang out with guys like you, like back in West Auckland when I lived there. You know, so it's like, it's just cool.
Me.
Because most of my friends here are like European or the Indian and stuff. So like. Back in like Auckland, it was all islanders and stuff. I don't know, like, why is that? Why have all the islanders just, most of them just situated in Auckland?
Yeah, I think it's residue from how Auckland was initially set up, bro.
Yeah.
So back in the day, they created factories.
Yeah.
And they created like little communities for the factory workers to live.
Yeah.
People came from the islands in search for, you know, better lives, and the factories were the easy way. Well, not easy way, definitely the harder way, but they were like a easy connection from the islands into the like industrial work.
Yeah.
And so it started there, and it's kind of just like progressed through the generations. Like there, and it was the same with like Greyland and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
They were there initially, and so people are still there now as residue from that first migration.
That's trippy.
Yeah. Maybe if there was factories in Whangarei, then
well,
you know, back in the day,
there might be.
Back in the day,
they're looking at moving the what is it, the Auckland port to Whangarei.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Ah, true.
Yeah. I think it might be on the cards.
Yeah. I know. The locals would hate that, eh?
Well, Winston Peters is pushing for it, and I think there's debate around whether it's viable.
Yeah.
I think it should happen, personally, because I think one of the problems I feel New Zealand has is we've got all our eggs in one basket in Auckland.
Right.
You know, like if something happens to Auckland, the entire country is screwed, you know? And then it gives people more options as well, right?
Sure, yeah.
Like if all the work's in Auckland, and, you know, Auckland's not cheap, man. It's expensive. It's, you know, and it's congested, and those problems are only going to get worse, you know? But at least if there's more options for people, then they don't have to stress as much, you know?
Yeah, hard out.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are starting to move out of Auckland now, eh? Like a couple of the boys bought up, you know, property or land, in Tauranga or in like King Seat.
Yeah.
So
with the by talking to politicians on here, like I get the scoop, you know. But so it's believed over the next 30 years, most of the growth in New Zealand, like 70% of the growth will be Auckland, Waikato, and Bay of Plenty.
True.
That's where, because I'm not sure if you've heard of the Golden Triangle. So basically, they want to connect Auckland, Hamilton, and Tauranga. There's like a Golden Triangle.
Right.
Like they want to connect the labour between all three markets.
Oh, okay.
So that's why like they're looking at doing like passenger rail.
Yep.
And freight as well.
That's cool.
Yeah. So to connect all three. So then that way, like, you know, if there's people that want to move out of Auckland, they can move somewhere in the Waikato or...
And they still have that like...
Yeah. So
they're still connected. You don't have to like...
Yeah. So Jamie Strange, who was on, he's like one of the people that's really pushing for this. So there's a train that's launching next year from Hamilton to Auckland, right?
Yep.
So it'll be like 2 hours, which is crap, to be honest. But like they're looking at a business case to maybe upgrading it to high-speed rail. So you could theoretically get from the Hamilton CBD to the Auckland CBD within an hour.
Cool. That's crazy.
Yeah. Because, bro, there'd be people
That's
like...
doable. Because we, like, I'd do in bad traffic, it's an hour from my home to my workplace.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
that's doable.
South Auckland is like probably the worst part of traffic is.
True.
Like where the bottleneck is.
Yeah.
Because of
yeah.
What is it? Takanini. They've been working, bro. They were working on that before I left, bro.
You know what? Like, as I was coming out of Auckland, that was the pain in my butt, bro. I was like, because it was just like, it was so congested.
Yeah.
Like that one little funnel, because it's just been like that for the past 50 million years. Bro. Yeah. Crazy. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Who do you complain to, eh? I just go slow and knock the cones over. And be like, take that.
Have you ever stolen a cone?
Nah, I haven't, eh? Nah, it's never crossed my mind. Maybe I'll do it now. Maybe I'll peer pressure one of the little homies I hang with to do it. And then when he gets in trouble for us, I say, you shouldn't give in to peer pressure.
It was a test.
Yeah, lessons
you
to be learned everywhere.
You failed the test.
Lessons to be learned.
Cool, man. Well, look, bro, I'll probably wrap up there unless there's anything else you want to cover.
Nah, bro, we're good.
Nah, but before we go, Allenzo is going to drop some bars on a beat.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to kill it. You don't get to see this often, so this is like
this seldom does a beat come out, bro.
Yeah. So this is exclusive. This is you got to make your mark, bro. I mean, Trasers freestyle did
fire.
Yeah,
fire.
Yeah.
It
made a lot of impact, man. It's cool when I get people on here, and then they spit some bars because I don't know what they're going to spit, you know. And then like I had no idea what he was going to do because like like with like rappers that I get on, like, I know what their style is, and stuff. So like I know I kind of have an idea, but like with battle rappers, it's like I have no idea, man.
Yeah, bro.
Like, it's like because you guys, it's a different art. You see? So, but like bro, his verse was fire, bro.
Flames, bro.
That's why at the end I was like, damn, because I think it was like 64 bars as well. So
and how awkward would it be, eh? Because obviously you prep us by saying, come up with a verse. How awkward would it be if the verse was trash? And you're like, oh, I gotta put it up because
I'd probably be like, bro, do it again.
Yeah.
Well, I'll probably try and get you to do a second take or like, I don't know. I actually don't know what I'd do.
Go back, talk to the team, get all of their rhymes, come back here in the same clothes.
Well, I could put it up, but then I'd feel bad for you because then like someone was bound to use that as ammo.
Yeah, hard. Is that the reason that your cameras were shoddy today, bro? It was like just in case the verse is trash. You can be like, sorry, bro, the camera gave in.
No, my cameras have been like playing up lately, so I'm just trying to make sure that they work okay. Because like, dude, there was one of the dudes, DJ Scizzorhands, he came down, bro, all the way from West Auckland, and the camera's like jacked like the whole, like pretty much near the entire podcast.
True.
And I only got like luckily I got the last like 5-6 minutes because he brought all his DJ gear and he did some scratching and stuff as well. But like I was so gutted, man, because I'm like, if someone's prepared to make the effort to come down here, man, I want to give them the time of day. I want it to be the best product it can for them, Yeah. Because I'm trying to help them, and he's trying to advertise his album and stuff. So I was like really, really gutted.
Yeah, gutted, man.
Yeah. So this is why I'm like, okay, I'm getting like, and like
I've seen the light on the entire time. So.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good. Cool, man. All right. Well, we're gonna get into it now. All right. Sweet.
Yeah. Jesus, Niue, Otara. Hey, I love the life I live. Thought I'd post up a short clip and use these gifts. If you're watching this like who he is, pay attention, the lessons in session. Yes, I came to school these kids. They're talking toolies, grip, the shanks and shivs that played out ish to compensate for the lack of bars they spit with me. It's wordplay over everything. I'm trying to be in more ears than Chinese store bling. So share this around like the blood and body of the king. I'm Christ-like and right nice, embodying the king. Put your top gun forward and I'll be bodying the king. Then what's left will be a body in the king. If you think you ain't meant to say those things, a Christian means lessons you're learning, cause this Christian got lessons. If you got objections, don't mention them. Tension is they irrational, like fungal infections. Now you looking at me, I'm the one that they mention. If we talking rap scene, this divine intervention. What I make believe in, the others pretending. So listen to the words that I'm bending. Hey, I keep the bars heavy like every lift is a PB. Support steady, I got more gas than BP. CG, I know them green screens and smoke. Them bros claims a joke against me, it's hope. hopeless. Notice, I notice who on the throne sits. All talk but can't walk, I vibe the boneless. Otara the home kid, we breed them soldiers. We spit, we hit, the hardest where home is trust. It's hood life over everything, G, but no colors. I ain't about them B's or C. My style of rap, no skull cap. I didn't need the rag to take off and make waves in the scene. And it's beyond how I spit. All these abilities, got gifts like I'm my close fit. Excel in everything, ambition like methamphetamine. I'm trying to crack the scene, practicing, rolling with the punches like I'm grappling. So what's happening? BT.
Yeah, that is the show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And subscribe to the 1 Ounce YouTube page as well. And make sure you follow my man Allenzo, the current 1 Ounce champion.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Until next time, everyone. Peace.